right. Hello, everybody. And of course, when I say everybody, I mean just myself, Matt, and my buddy here, Jordan, because at this
Yeah,
point, nobody's listening to us. So
no.
for
And who
the
will ever maybe even listen to this? We don't have any idea.
for the two people that might potentially listen to us at some point, probably family members or spouses, this is going to be called or is called the Movies, Music, and Middle-Aged Podcast. We are two middle-aged men
Who
in our
can't afford sports cars?
who can't afford sports cars, uh, and would not look good driving them, even if we could afford them.
No.
And we're just looking to talk
No
about
hair blowing in the breeze for me. So
no hair for Jordan. I still have some hair, not a sufficient enough amount to blow in the wind. So the podcast will be to talk about basically any kind of movies, any franchises, any music, any bands, any albums, any video games, anything that we grew up, anything that was sort of formative for us growing up as kids. And, since we're still grown children at this point, to kind of continue talking about those things that we enjoy in the hopes that somebody else out there will enjoy listening to this and hearing two old or middle-aged men talk about this kind of stuff. So, what we want to talk about today, which is a great idea for a brand new podcast, is to talk about a 35-year-old movie from
yeah, really fingers
yes,
on the pulse
yes,
of what's going on today.
yes, yes, cutting edge. There's AI. There's everything else going on in the world. Then there's a 1990 comic book movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I'm sure it's kind of a niche film. I don't know. It's up there with French cinema of the 1960s, 1970s, and then there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. So yeah, that's what we want to talk about today. All the
Certainly a sequel of sorts to the film noir um, from the 50s.
yes, yes, a big inspiration for people like Quentin Tarantino. I think Reservoir Dogs was actually based or influenced, I should say, by the
That's why he
movie.
used the colors.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes. He
Mr.
used the
Pink,
colors. Mr.
Mr.
Pink,
Pink. I think it was
probably
Miss.
alluding to Raphael.
Yes,
Um,
Mr. Orange was originally going to be called Michelangelo, and then Mr. Blue. Was there Mr. Blue in
I
Reservoir Dogs?
I can't remember.
It was either Vincent Vega or
Rest in peace.
yes, Vincent Vega. Rest in peace. No, Vincent Vega was John Travolta, wasn't you're thinking of um
It was his brother. Well,
uh
well, we're getting completely off
yes,
track talking about
yes,
Reservoir
yes.
Dogs, but yeah, I think they later said that the two characters are related.
Yeah, they were gonna make a movie, but yes, you are right. We are going off on a tangent here. So for the two people listening and the people who don't know, obviously Ninja Turtles was a cartoon, actually a comic book, right? Comic book
Yeah,
first.
black and white.
Uh, yes, black and white, I believe in the 80s. I don't know what year the original one came out, but not a I don't know if you've ever read the comic books. The original comic books are not kid friendly. I don't know if you've ever read them.
I read like one, and I think it involved rats eating dinosaurs and the turtles getting really upset. I
Yes.
don't know. It was
Yeah,
very odd.
that was a later episode. So, spoiler alert, in the original comic book, spoiler alert for a 40-year-old comic book, uh, the Ninja Turtles straight up murder Shredder in the first comic book. They don't, this is not the CBS cartoon. They straight up run a katana blade right through his chest and then throw him off a building. It is not, but this being this being America, somebody said, let's turn that into a children's Saturday morning cartoon. Nothing.
I mean, there were Saturday morning cartoons for Rambo and RoboCop, so I'm not
Yes,
really surprised
yes,
that there was
yes. What says children's cartoon more than
a PTSD riddled Vietnam veteran.
he says,
Uh,
and a murdered Detroit police officer in the dystopian future, which is now probably about 15 years in the past. Yes,
Murdered and still forced to go to work.
still forced to go to work.
Still
They still
forced to
make
work
him go to
full
work.
time.
So yes, they made a cartoon, which obviously, well, they probably made about four different versions of that cartoon now. So even if you're 20, you probably know what that cartoon is. But For people our age, right? That was the first cartoon that they made, right? I think that was
I
probably
think that still is the first. Yeah, that's
it
the
had to be
first
80s. I would
one,
say
the
80s,
original
right?
one.
Because
Yeah,
if this
I feel like saying 87, but I don't know if that's true.
it has to be in the 80s because the movie was 1990. So I would
Yes, the
say
first
it's
movie I saw twice in a movie theater. I never saw a movie twice in the movie theater until that movie.
that was a good
Um,
movie to see twice. Did you see all of them in the movies? I saw all three of them in the movies.
I mean, we did say middle age is part of the podcast name. I don't remember.
So
I
that's
definitely saw
yeah,
the first one.
yeah. I
I
did
don't know what I
see
ate for lunch this morning. I mean, this afternoon. So I don't know if I saw the rest of them in the movie theater.
I did see I did see all three of them in the movies on their original run, and I actually took my son to see the original one maybe a year or two ago. But so yes, the let's talk about the first one. So the
And
first
let's
one,
forget that they ever made Michael Bay ones. I wanted to say, before we dive in, I just
yeah,
wanted to say,
please.
um, thoroughly enjoyed the cartoon Seth Rogen ones that they made, Mutant Mayhem. Absolutely loved it.
Were
Uh,
they good? I never saw them.
I did. There was only one so far. I thought it
Okay.
was great. Um, the two Bay ones, I watched the first one. Um, I don't know why. And it had one of the worst
Morbid curiosity.
morbid curiosity. So they had a quote,
Megan Fox.
maybe Will Arnett, and they had a line about we'll drain them of all their blood, even if it kills them. And I go, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And that must have gone through multiple rewrites to get to that point. The second one, I tried to watch for tonight and got 10 minutes in and turned it off and said, I refuse to do this to myself.
The
Um,
second Michael Bay one.
the second Michael Bay one, Out of the
I
Shadows.
I tried to watch out of morbid curiosity the first Michael Bay one, and I think I made it.
Awful.
I don't know. Yeah, they're about 5 feet taller than they are in the original movie, and I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know what those costumes are. Uh,
Well, they're not costumes, which is a good thing to point out when we talk about the first one, because the first movies,
oh, right, right. CGI. Yes, go ahead. Yes, CGI in the Michael Bay
because
one. Sorry.
the Michael Bay ones were all CGI, but talking about the first one, actually getting into what we wanted to talk about, um, I always point to those movies when movies now have all this ridiculous CGI, and I go, listen, yeah, everyone has seen the meme of the man's face in Donatello's mouth from the first movie, but those costumes, they're better than I think the
I
best
think
CGI that comes out today, in my opinion.
I think they still hold up, honestly. I think this movie still holds up. And well, so if you didn't read the comics, you might not know, but for people who have read the comics, the first movie, at least, not the second movie, but the first movie from 1990 is pretty much almost a direct pull from some of the comic books. The whole scene in her April's apartment, April O'Neil, is a very specific. Make sure you don't don't Google. This is a very
Don't
specific
Google
April O'Neil. Yes,
Google April O'Neil Teenage Mutant Ninja
yes,
Turtles
yes,
cartoon show. Keep
yes,
going
yes.
on the
Very
Google.
important that you add April O'Neil, TMNT, at the end of your April O'Neil search, or maybe don't. You might thank me. So yes, the whole scene, again, spoiler for a 35-year-old movie here, where there's a fire and they have a big fight in her apartment, is taken directly from the comic book, the original comic
That I
book.
didn't know.
Yeah, yeah, you should read
No,
that.
did not know.
I'll send you a copy of it actually. But yeah, that was taken from it. And who? So let's see here. Who was in this movie? Wasn't Corey Feldman one of the
Corey
Ninja Turtles?
Feldman was, I believe, the voice of Donatello.
Yes, 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 yes. Corey Feldman was
Um,
Donatello. I thought there was somebody else famous, and but I'm looking. I don't think that there is. And this wasn't really expected. I don't think it was expected to be as popular as it was, right? I mean, I think they only made this. Look, says here about the budget was $13 million, and it made $202 million, which is a pretty good.
I mean, even back then, I mean, at the time, I didn't know who was famous in the 90s, but if you look back at it, there really weren't any names where you're like, oh, this was built to be a franchise blockbuster thing. Or like today, like
Right.
the fact that they threw Megan Fox in the Bay movies, they're like, oh, this is going to be a franchise. Um,
Like the Transformers,
yeah, I
they figured
mean,
it.
I mean, they switched April O'Neil's from one to two, so obviously
Oh, we have to
they
talk
weren't.
about that. We have to talk about that, but not right now. But we have to talk about
No,
that.
no,
There's
that's
the fandom is very divided, at least in my head, over which April O'Neil is better. I'm
it's been an argument of ours pretty much since we've met each other.
yes, I am a original OG, Judith Hogue, I believe how you pronounce her name, Judith Hogue fan. I know there are we'll see how big of a fan you are. Do you remember the name of the actress who plays April O'Neil in the second one?
I do not. That's how
Ah,
much
yes.
I
That's how much.
don't. I'm gonna keep going back to just my age
Your
and how
age.
much I don't remember
But yes, you're
what her
younger
name
than me
was.
though. You're younger than me, so you should have a better memory. Although I have a
I,
memory for useless facts. But no, so anyway, this was a big movie. I remember, like I said, seeing it in the movies, and it had a very the tone was a lot darker than the second one, right? This was, I mean, it wasn't dark, it wasn't an R-rated movie. It was still, I believe, a PG
they
rated movie.
they were allowed to use their weapons in
Yes,
the first one, something
yes,
that they decided against in the second one, where
yeah.
they stopped using their weapons for the most part. I mean, people were. Uh, I can't. I can't talk about this without mentioning the nonchalant way that
I know where this is
Shredder
going.
was
Yeah.
the Shredder was murdered in a well, he didn't. Spoiler alert: he didn't die.
Spoiler.
Um,
Dude, there should be a statute of limitations for spoilers. I think a quarter century is fair game. I don't know.
that yeah, that nonchalantly. And I was thinking about this today as well. The fact that up until that point in the movie, and
Yeah,
I'm not a lawyer, obviously, you know that people
of
might not.
course.
If anyone
Yes.
listens to it, Shredder could have, in a court of law, plausible deniability of anything going on with the Foot Clan. No one was murdered.
I don't even think they
They
had a warrant to search the island
no
for a
one
Foot
was
Clan
murdered.
hideout.
Uh, the Shredder was barely there in the hideout. So for all he knows, he hired this gentleman to run his dojo
Yes.
for kids.
Yes.
And this guy decided to make this dojo into a New York City crime syndicate. Um, he could have said, I didn't know this was happening. And then all of a sudden, some rats throwing me off a roof uh, uh,
I thought
of
there
an
was
apartment.
I thought it was a legitimate business. They're selling, there's a warehouse. We ship
I I
electrical.
brought I bought a skate park for these kids.
Can we can we also talk about that for a second? Where I've talked about this with my son many times, where I don't know, I don't think they were, but if they were trying to discourage teenagers from following or entering into a life of crime, the Foot Clan looked amazing. I wanted to join the Foot Clan. I wasn't thinking, oh, I mean, obviously I rooted for the Ninja Turtles because they were the quote unquote good guys, but I remember looking at the Foot Clan hideout and I said, this place looks amazing. I want to go here. I don't want to go to school. I want to
It,
smoke
video
cigarettes and
games,
skateboard.
video games, skateboard,
Yeah.
physical activity. I
Burger
mean,
King, as
they
much Burger
were
King as you wanted.
as much Burger King as you wanted because back then Burger King was a legitimate contender against
Menthol
McDonald's.
cigarettes or mint.
Yes, yes. I mean, it was a fun little
There was a
hideout.
friendly guy there too. I think he ran the place, telling them to go play, basically, right? He said,
Yeah.
"Go, yeah,
Oh,
go,
play.
yeah, go,
No one could see the
yeah."
fingers that I'm doing,
Yes, yes, we're
which
doing the yes, yeah. But no, it looked like an awesome hideout, and then they murdered him for no reason. Threw him into the back of no, no, wait. Did they
he
throw him off? He fought. Oh, he fought Splinter. That's right.
he fought Splinter. He came running into Adam. Um, yeah, and he ended up falling off. I forget that he was being held by nunchucks at one
Yes,
point by
yes,
a
no, that's
frail
right.
old.
Yes. He came at him with the spear and then he was holding on with the nunchucks and then yeah, and then he let him
Yeah.
go. And then the immortal uh Casey Jones line of whoops
Whoops.
when they
Oops.
when they
Accidental manslaughter.
but he didn't really kill him though because he did come back in the second one, which is what was it? Yeah, the Secret of the Ooze, right?
The
T
Secret of the Ooze.
which
Yes.
was, I believe, yeah, the next year, 1991. So they clearly said, we have to take our time. Let's
We
make
have to
sure
get a
this
good script.
have to get a good script. Got to make sure, sort of like Stranger Things, right? They want to take about 3 or 4 years in between seasons.
Yeah.
They said
So
we
they
have
could
to get
have
this one right.
6 foot tall, 37-year-old high school juniors in Stranger Things. Uh,
Where Millie Bobby Brown now is an adoptive mother, I believe. But yes, I
correct.
digress.
Yes.
So yes, anyway, so the first one was a huge hit, made something like 20 times its budget. And obviously, all things being equal in Hollywood, they said we have to get a sequel out tomorrow. So they made a sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, which came out the year later, 1991, for a whopping $25 million budget, which is probably the catering budget for movies these days. I would
With,
have to guess.
yeah, with inflation as it is, what is that? That's like
It's,
$400 million.
so what was the you remember? I mean, I remember, but I'm just gonna make you tell people what it was. Do you remember what the plot was of Ninja Turtles 2 here?
So they find out there was a TGR, right? TGR is cleaning up
TGRI, TGI.
TGRI. TGRI is cleaning up chemicals that they are responsible for dumping into the land, which right off the bat is fantastical that any company would
Yeah.
be uh,
You can already tell it's a work of fiction that some company is trying to clean up
on their
their
own
toxic
accord.
waste. Yeah,
There was
they're
no
in court.
like there was
There
no
was
scene where they were before Congress and they were forced to do so. They decided they were going to do it on their own out of the goodness of their hearts.
There would only
And
be a Congress or inquiry if George Lucas was involved. There'd be a whole trilogy, and the whole second movie in the trilogy would be the congressional hearings on why TGRI has to
a trade blockade.
trade blockade.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can't talk about that movie um, because of how quickly this podcast would have to
Yes,
end.
yes,
Uh,
yes. So yes,
I'm
going
gonna
back.
have
So
to
yes,
find a way.
TGRI. We can do Star Wars another day because that you could.
TGRI, so they fantastically decide to clean up their ooze on their own, and it turns out that this is the same ooze that gave us our Ninja Turtles and Master Splinter.
Yes, yes, yes. Because at some point, in the early 80s, they walked through the ooze that fell in the sewer and they turned
Yeah,
into, yes. And now, but then what happened? I don't remember. I haven't seen this. I've seen this first one. I'm not kidding, probably 20 times, but
the ooze also affected their ability to enjoy good pizza because while they live in New York City, they choose Domino's.
did they choose Domino's? I thought there was, who was the kid?
Oh, in the
The,
second movie,
the
but he
yeah,
was
oh,
not delivering it to them. He was delivering it
yes.
to, well, okay, so yeah, in the second movie, their tastes have changed and they now decide that they're going to eat actual New York pizza.
That's right. That's right. That's right. The first one, they were Domino's, never paid full price for late pizza. They were Domino's
Yes.
kind of turtles. And the second one, there was Kino, who is
Keanu, who was the
Ernie.
original, he was, I think, the original Raphael.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the original Surf Ninja, Ernie Reyes.
He was Ernie
The original.
Reyes Jr.
Is it
Uh,
Reyes? Reyes, Ernie Reyes. The original Surf Ninja. Yes, they
yes.
upgraded from Domino's to I don't remember. If you
It's
have to
it's
be
a movie
so,
from the 90s. It's probably Tony's Pizza,
I was like, you have to be a hardcore
Ralph's.
uh TMNT2 fan to know the name of the pizza place. If anybody is out there listening, if 5 years from now, if somebody's going back to listen to our old podcast and they know what it is,
Yes.
please tell us. So yes, so they okay, so then how do they wind up and Shredder eventually winds up with the ooze, but I don't remember how that came to be.
He has Tatsu has the guy captured, Professor Jordan, which I enjoyed because of my name.
Yes, Professor Jordan, no relation.
No
That's right.
relation.
Right, right.
Also from Tron, if we're gonna go and uh,
Tron of Disney fame or Tron of Chappelle's show Mad Real World fame? Which Tron are we talking about?
oh, I mean, does bear a striking resemblance
Yes,
from
it's
Tron
very.
from Chappelle's Show, but I believe it's from Disney.
If they made a sequel, another Tron movie, and got rid of Jared Leto and put Tron, Chappelle's Show Tron, I might actually go watch that. They might get somebody to watch that. Anyway, so yes, Toxic Waste League. They clean it up. There's somebody from the Foot Clan, the broken up Foot Clan, pretending to work with April O'Neil.
He slaps her. I remember
Yeah,
that.
does he? That's a very problematic. I don't think you can
It was
slap.
very problematic. I think was it. Okay, wait. Now I'm getting confused whether he slapped her in that second movie or if she got. I think she got slapped in
No,
the second
she got
movie, not the
she got
first one.
she got slapped in the first movie in the subway
She did.
when they told her to shut it and then slapped her
Okay.
across
Yeah,
the face. That's
maybe
yes.
you know what that makes sense because in the second movie they also decided because there was a couple of scenes from the first movie where you could clearly see weapons going through Foot Clan people.
Yes.
In the second one, they're using everything but their weapons. They're
I'm
using sausages. Um,
well, they had decided, right? Then they decided supposedly that they wanted to make it more kid friendly. I don't know how you make a more kid friendly movie than PG. I guess they would have to make this G. But yes, there's no real weapons. I mean, they have them, but they don't really use them in this one.
no,
There's just
they use
these are wits.
yes, and fire extinguishers and donuts with anti-mutagen in them.
And
Um,
I'm sorry, no. So yes, uh,
so
the,
they decide that they realize Shredder's back, or
they get the
they
ooze after he's back, though, right? Yes, they find out he's still alive. He reforms the Foot Clan, and then they get the ooze, right?
in this time it's in a garbage, it's in a all old auto body like dump or
Yes,
something.
yeah, a junkyard, yeah, a
A
junkyard,
junkyard. That's the word I'm looking for.
auto part
Junkyard.
junkyard, right, right. They one of my favorite lines, his face.
Yeah.
Yes, Shredder comes
Which
back.
honestly, it's just two scratch marks.
He
Like it's
doesn't look that bad
no,
for
no.
falling
I
off
was
a
expecting
building.
like Freddy Krueger or something, but it was just like it's like
It's a couple,
it's like when Jan got hit in the nose with a football in the Brady Bunch. It's like, oh my face. It's like it's just a bruise. You're fine.
he he falls off a building. He falls in the back of a garbage can. They crush him with a compactor. He gets dumped off at a. How long was he in that pile of garbage before he woke up? He was in like a 20. Was that movie? Is that movie 24 hours later? Because how long is he there?
Um,
Is it supposed to be now that?
it's I feel like it's probably less than a year because they're in her apartment in the start of the second because they can't go back because the Foot Clan knows where they live.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But you would think, was he just sitting in the garbage unconscious for 12 months?
Um, maybe he decided he liked it. I
He's
don't
just
know.
he's just biding his time.
He's like, I'm trash now. Uh, I
He
lost to a 90-year-old rat.
he wanted them to get comfortable so that, they would let their guard down and then wait for the right moment to strike. Because you can't just, have them think you're dead for 24 hours and come back. That's too obvious.
Yes,
You have to
yes.
wait a full year. Yeah. So anyways, and Shredder gets his hand on the leftover ooze.
Ooze.
I think isn't there only one container left, right? There's one
Something
container.
like that. No, there might have been two because he has a container in his hand and the major battle. But he gets the
Yes.
ooze, decides to make his own mutants, and much to the chagrin of all children everywhere watching it, instead of making Bebop and Rocksteady, they
Yes.
make
Yes.
Toka and Razor,
I don't
who are children, and treat him
mentally,
like their mommy,
mentally and physically. They
mentally and
are.
physically.
Did they ever say why they didn't do Bebop and Rocksteady, or were they just trying to? I think they were trying to. Actually, now that I think about it, I think
Toys.
yeah, yeah, I think they were trying to make
It's
the ever,
toys.
yes,
More
yes,
toys.
which was again not to go off on a tangent, but did you see the original Transformers cartoon, the movie, the Transformers
Yes.
movie? They killed off again, another spoiler for a movie from 1986, but they supposedly killed off all the Transformers because they wanted to make brand new toys. So that makes sense. Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, he makes Toka and Razor.
Correct.
Razar. Which
Yes.
one's the turtle? Which one's the wolf? Toka.
Probably because I think that means turtle.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think
Is
I
that
think
Japanese?
I mean I don't want to say for certain, but
I
they
don't
sound
know.
right.
I'm not up to date on my animals in Japanese. So yes, but I mean the second one is watchable. The first one I can still watch it now, and I think it's pretty entertaining. I find it fun. I think it's still they easily could have made that a more violent movie, but I think the first one is pretty watchable still. I don't think the second one is as watchable in my opinion,
I
unless you're watching
I
with a kid.
yeah, I would agree. I mean, I do really like the second one. I think they got the turtle costumes where they look a little bit more different. I think in
Yes.
the first movie they all kind of have the same look, but in the second one they all are unique, different turtles.
Well, I don't think
Um,
Jim Henson did the second one. Jim Henson of no, I'm sorry, Muppets. Yeah, Muppets fame, right?
yeah, yeah,
Muppets.
yeah.
Did the was well, heavily involved with the costumes in the first one, but I believe he died between the first movie and the second one, so I don't think he was involved in the second one. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's okay. It's, you watch it. My son enjoyed it when he was 8, but I don't really find myself wanting to watch it other than for
That's the
nostalgic
one.
reasons.
That's the one I was able to get my kids to watch.
The second one,
The
yeah,
second
well,
one.
because that's probably yeah, because it's meant for right. That's the
First one, they were like, eh. The second one, they thought it was okay.
and there was a musical downgrade too of their stars for the soundtracks. Obviously, you go from MC Hammer in the first movie, or Hammer if you're into his harder
His
music.
later stuff when he wore Raider jerseys.
Yes, yes. We call him MC Hammer. I don't know if he prefers Hammer now. Just don't hurt him. That's all I'm saying, Hammer.
No, I don't
Uh,
want Hammer to hurt. Yeah, don't hurt me. Don't hurt
don't hurt
us,
him.
Hammer.
If he hears this podcast, he might. And then they went from Hammer to your favorite artist of all time, a sort of troubadour, if you will. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh yes, Van Winkle.
Is it Rip Van Winkle, right?
Vanilla Ice of when I think of Vanilla Ice, I think of him destroying his old
Ice,
music
ice,
tape on
ice, stop. With Chris
on
Kattan,
MTV
with
with
Chris Kattan.
and
Just,
John Stewart, I think, was in that as well.
I
Maybe
know
not.
Chris Kattan. I now, after we're done with this, I'm going to go back and watch it because I forgot that even existed, but now I knew
Ice,
exactly.
no, stop it,
I
Ice. He
know.
destroys.
I'm pretty sure he took a baseball bat and started
He
just
did.
destroying the whole set.
And then start, yeah. But yes, he did the Ninja Rap, which at
Yep.
the time I loved.
Yes, yes. An 8-year-old brain thinks Vanilla Ice is amazing, but now with the hindsight, MC Hammer, the first soundtrack was much better. I had the first soundtrack. I didn't buy the second soundtrack. The first movie was infinitely better. But yeah, again, it was a popular enough movie. I mean, it made a decent amount of money, but not as I don't think it was as popular financially, and I don't think it was as popular with the fans as the first movie. But then, because we got
To
to
wrap
wrap
it
up
up,
here, yeah, the everybody's favorite, the third one. What was the? Did it have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3? Was there
Turtles in
a?
Time.
That's right. Yes.
Turtles in Time.
No, no, no. That's the video. Was that
Oh,
the video game? Was
I
it
could have
called?
sworn it was
No, it was
Turtles
just
Through
called.
Time.
No, it was just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Turtles in Time was the
Was the
video
video
game,
game.
the arcade game. Yes.
Yes. I thought
Uh,
that it was, I mean, it was not a good, it was
here
not, I mean, it's infinitely better than the Bay
I
ones,
was
but it
just gonna
was
say
not good.
that's the highest praise that I can give the third movie is that it's better than the Michael Bay one. That's not really high praise in and of itself, but I
Completely
saw it.
forgettable.
Yes, the costumes are bad. They
The,
look, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
their faces look better than they did, uh, just slightly better than when they went in concert and did Turtles in concert.
Did at
Um,
at Six Flags.
yeah,
They actually
just
lent them those costumes after the movie was over. Yeah.
yeah, it was just a little bit better than that. It
I
was it was feudal. They went in the past. Anytime we talk about the past, and at some point we're gonna have to talk about this. I'm sure we'll talk about Back to the Future, but it's like, well, now they're
that's
literally in the past. Anything they do should be possibly changing the future.
you would think
Um,
so. You would think so. The,
and it was a
actually,
quantum leap type of thing
oh
where it's like
yes, that's right, because they
a bunch of
exchanged
feudal Japanese warriors ended up there in just
in their
underpants,
in their underwear, in
which
their
makes no sense because
in
the
their
turtles are nude all the time. So they should have
well,
come into
yeah.
the New York City completely nude.
Somebody pushed for that, and they said we really want to get a PG rating on this one. They didn't
They
think
could have been artfully placed behind objects.
full frontal feudal nudity was not going to get them
I
the
want the
PG rating.
hashtag give me the director's cut of
So
Ninja Turtles 3.
this one was 1993, and actually the you know what I will say. Sorry, one more good thing that I did like about this one, and one more redeeming quality, and I'll probably say this 5 more times, was they did bring Elias Koteas back for Casey
They
Jones.
did. They did. Which
That
I That
But
was the good thing. They shouldn't have got rid of him for number two, but I guess he was maybe in laying low after murdering the Shredder,
and then
trying to avoid the police.
if he only knew that he was still alive, you didn't kill him. We could have had him in the second.
They
Did they ever say why he wasn't in the second movie?
That's now my lore in my head is that he
Is
wasn't in the
that
second
that's
movie because they were like,
he was in a witness protection?
he went to April O'Neil's farmhouse. They're like,
Yeah,
listen, you got to
yeah.
lay low. You killed a man. We all saw it.
You might want to
Um,
lay low for a while because you're
yeah,
probably wanted for murder.
you killed a man with a trident. Um,
There were horses and a man on fire.
yeah,
Things
it
escalated
escalated very, very quickly.
very quickly. I mean, I personally, I know we only got about 2 minutes here, but I personally, I don't think the idea was bad. It did have Tarzan Boy in it. That's one more redeeming quality.
Good
Elias
song.
Elias Koteas, Tarzan Boy, and it's better than Michael Bay. And it did have
Yes,
Paige Turco, which is Jordan's
yes.
favorite, April. But I don't, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm just thinking we're on the same page here. I think that's pretty much it. The concept isn't bad, but I watched
It
it
was very
once.
cartoony. It was very cartoony. It went really, I mean, that's where it ended, right? That's where the turtle kind of the craziness for the turtles, at least movie
Yeah,
wise. We didn't get another Ninja Turtle movie after that one until they made a movie, I want to say in 2004, another cartoon,
yeah. There was another
TMNT,
one,
which was supposed to be a direct, supposed to be the fourth. That
two,
was a continuation, but it was kind of like a wink, wink kind of thing.
2007, but
Oh, it was 3 years
I
off.
won't ding you on. Yeah, but I mean, you know what I would think about it now is that it's probably two things, right? It was probably diminishing returns. I think each movie, successive movies, made less than the one before it. But I also think, hey, first one came out in 1990. The cartoon was already a couple years old. Second one was 91. This was 93. The kids who were probably 8 or 9 or 10 were now probably, right, 14, 15 years old and probably didn't want to
Man,
watch
that was
turtles
that was
turtles
me.
in feudal Japan, right? They probably said, I want to watch
Without the feudal nudity, I
yeah,
was
without
not interested.
the full feudal nudity. Yeah, I would think so, but I don't think there's anything really redeeming outside of those three things.
No,
I
no.
don't I the first one, in my opinion, as far as I honestly think, all kidding aside, I think the first one is kind of a classic as far as not in, there's not like Lawrence of Arabia, Gandhi, Jurassic Park, and Ninja Turtles, but I think as far as comic book adaptions to movies, I think it's a classic in that
It
area.
still looks good. I think it still holds up. It still holds up 100%.
I do.
Um,
I do too. I still watch it every once in a while. And for anybody out there listening, they're actually re-releasing the second one next year in the movies if you have the urge to go see it.
I hate the movies, but well, I hate movie theaters, but I'll go
Movie
into
theater.
that at a later date.
Yes,
I hate
yes,
movie
yes.
theaters.
But yeah, that's pretty much all that we had for today. You can obviously tell that we've never done this before. So we're all figuring it out. We're figuring it out at the same time as people listening are. So, but yeah, I think that's all we had. Anything else you wanted to add there, Jordan, before we wrap up our initial, I'm surely atrocious episode here?
Uh, no, I think I pretty much hit everything with just the idea that I just really loved the first movie growing up as a kid, had the poster, I watched it multiple times, had all the action figures. It just was an absolute classic to me, something I wanted to share with my kids that whether they, in the end, they didn't really care for it. But I keep trying.
We keep
Um,
trying. Maybe try again. Maybe they didn't.
I'll try with
Maybe
the
they weren't
newer
hungry.
stuff. Maybe one day we'll talk about new stuff, even though we're.
No, we can do new stuff. Just, new
But
stuff.
yeah,
New stuff.
that's really all I wanted to. I think it's a good place to start, considering for me anyway, I was a very uh, foundational movie for me. I mean,
I
right
still.
up there, right up there. I mean, that was a year after Batman. Batman was the hugest thing in the
Uh,
world. The Ninja Turtles was right
Thank you
up
for
there for
giving
me.
me an idea for another podcast because we can go from Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer and George Clooney,
Rest in
depending
peace.
depending on what. Oh, right. Oh my God. Yes. Anyway, I think that about
Yes,
wraps it up for us here. This is our first.
episode 0.
Hopefully it's yes. Hopefully it's not the last podcast of movies, music, and middle age here. I'm Matt, my buddy here, Jordan.
Jordan. Yep.
Thanks everybody. Hopefully somebody listens
Thank
to this
you.
at some point, and yeah, we'll see you guys our next episode.
Please listen.
Please. Bye, everybody. You
Bye.
stop the recording, then we can just talk for a second if you guys are.